Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Welcome to our Aries Elixir Rite for 2022. I'm Scott Stenwick, your host for these Ritual Night events, presented under the auspices of Leaping Laughter OTO in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So, we have a bit of a hiatus the last couple of weeks because we've been doing the office of the readings, and with doing a ritual every single night, we haven't really had time to post videos on this channel, but that will be resuming, with this being the first video of the next series, and we will be getting back to our regular cadence of posting on Tuesdays or Wednesdays this coming week. Yes, I'm posting this on Saturday. It is not Tuesday or Wednesday. And basically, we just needed some downtime after the Office of the Readings, day off, ritual night, where we did do the Aries Elixir in person on Tuesday. And so now we're just kind of trying to get back into the swing of things. Doing a ritual every night is kind of challenging. It takes some energy, takes some dedication, but it's definitely worth it. It's something that we here at Leaping Laughter enjoy every year. And I just want to thank everybody who came out and took part and enjoyed those operations, because they were a lot of fun, and we had a great turnout this year, and everything went very well. So, moving on to the Elixir Rite. So the power of Aries is the power of consecrating things. So Aries can be used to pretty much consecrate anything. And it's kind of interesting with the way the zodiacal powers work. A lot of them tend to be more general. So, for example, let's say that you're wanting to consecrate a wand, okay? So an invoking wand, but it could also be a fire wand in theory, attributed to the element of fire. So one way to do that is you can go ahead and do a fire operation and call in a fire spirit, like Jin, the king of fire, or something like that, to empower and consecrate your wand. But the other thing that you could do is you can call on Aries. And Melchiadel, who is the angel of Aries, can just generally consecrate something to anything. You see some similarities in the zodiacal operations. Like, for example, Cancer is the power of casting enchantments. Well, that's a power that can draw anything to you. Not necessarily just Cancerian things, but enchantment, the action itself is Cancerian. As in the case of Aries, consecration itself is attributed to Aries. So you could even go ahead and consecrate something to a planet or an element that isn't necessarily even happy in Aries, because the power is consecration. And so it is the action that has the zodiacal attribution. And if you take a look, you'll find that if you look at the zodiacal powers and compare it to the planetary powers, you'll see that there's a lot of that with the zodiacal powers. They tend to be broader and more general and more focused on actions. Obviously, as I keep saying in these talks, the powers are descriptive. So you open a book in astrology, here are some things that are attributed to Aries. Aries is the cardinal sign of fire. It's ruled by Mars. The sun is exalted in Aries, and so forth. And there are various qualities attributed to the sign. And if you find, this is attributed to Aries, that intention would work for this ritual too. Okay? So, speaking of the ritual, I do have a link to the ritual script in the description of this video. And the other thing is, like the other Elixir Rites, in order to kind of join along with us doing this ritual, you'll want to have a cup of something that you can drink. It can be wine, and we say wine in the ritual, but sometimes when we have people who don't drink alcohol, we'll use juice. You can use water. You could use pretty much anything. It's some kind of a liquid that is drinkable for making the elixir. And you're going to have that with you, and there's going to be a point, you can just kind of hold your cup and concentrate on it while you're watching the video. And there's going to be a point in the video, and I will give you that instruction, where you're going to formulate your intent, and then you're going to drink from the cup. And the important things are formulate your intent before drinking. That's number one. And number two, don't drain the cup entirely, because you want to leave some of whatever your elixir material basis is at the end, because that's going to be set out as an offering for the angel, to help the angel, to nourish and fortify the angel, and to thank the angel for, accomplishing the task, that, whatever intent that you have charged for this ritual. So, if you don't have your cup ready, I'd recommend pausing the video, going and getting that all set up, So you've got your cup, you've got something that you can drink, and then we can get going here. All right, so I'm going to just pause for a moment. You can pause the video, do that, come back. And now we're going to get going. So, in addition to the ritual link, I've included the donation link if you like this series. No donation is too small. We appreciate everything. All of it goes to help support the operation of Leaping Laughter OTO here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We were able to keep our rental space throughout the pandemic, which, and so we're very fortunate in that regard. And some of the donations that we've received here have helped very much with that. Thank you very much. We appreciate it very much. And with that, I'm going to get going with the Aries Elixir Rite. Belastium Pera. Atamakut Vemravila Leilamanen Yari Ihaya Angela before me Raphael, behind me Gabriel, on my right hand Michael, on my left hand Oriel. For about me flames the pentagram, and in the column stands the six-rayed star. Atamakut Vemravila Leilamamen. We take refuge in Nuit, the blue-hooded daughter of sunset, the naked brilliance of the voluptuous night sky, as we issue the call to the awakened nature of all beings, for every man and every woman is a star. Makashana. We take refuge in Hadit, the secret flame that burns in every heart of man and in the core of every star, as we issue the call to our own awakened natures, arousing the coiled serpent about to spring. Amrahadabra. We take refuge in Heru Raha, who wields the wand of double power, the wand of the force of Kofdian, but whose left hand is empty, for he has crushed the universe and naught remains, as we unite our own awakened natures with those of all beings everywhere and every when, dissolving all obstacles and healing all suffering. For pure will, unassuaged purpose, delivered to the lust of result, is every way perfect. All is pure and present and has always been so, for existence is pure joy. All the sorrows are but as shadows, they pass and are done, but there is that which remains. To this realization we commit ourselves, pure and total presence. So mote it be. Iron Eye, Yadrash Nunyan, Isis, nature, the fullness of earth, Horus, volition, the triumph of Saul, Set, guardian, lord of the threshold, duty, perfection, uniting them all. Isis, Horus, Set, Tahuti, Abrahan, Amra. Isis in fullness, Horus, triumphant, Set, the liminal, Tahuti, Nater, Nataru. Isis, Horus, Set, Tahuti, Makashna, the linking of earth with the stars. Ararita, 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 Ararita. Iron Eye, Yadrash Nunyan, Isis, nature, the fullness of earth. Horus, volition, the triumph of Sol. Set, guardian, lord of the threshold. Tahuti, perfection, uniting them all. Isis, Horus, Set, Tahuti, Abraham, Amram. Isis in fullness, Horus triumphant, Set the liminal, Tahuti, Natir, Netaru. Isis, Horus, Set, Tahuti, Makashana, the linking of earth with the stars. Now I begin to pray, thou child, holy thy name and undefiled. Thy reign is come, thy will is done. Here is the bread, here is the blood. Bring me through midnight to the sun. Save me from evil and from good, that thy one crown of all the 10, even now and here be mine. Amen. In my breast I carry the mark of the living God. I adore thee, thou light of the world. I adore thee, thou light of the Grail. I ask nothing from thee, for I am become thee. I and thee are one in the perfection of the mystery of life. And before the throne there was a sea of glass like crystal, and in the center and around the throne 4 living creatures full of eyes in front and behind. Without stopping day or night, they were saying, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, who was, who is, and who is coming. Holy art thou who art universe. Holy art thou who art in nature formed. Holy art thou, the vast and the mighty, source of darkness, source of light. Lord Almighty and all-powerful, hear our prayers. Command thy holy angels above the thick stars to be assisting and aiding of thy people, that we may command all spirits of the air, fire, water, earth, heaven, and hell, so that they may tend to the glory of God and man. Yahweh, Arita, Yahweh, Arita, Yahweh, Arita, Yahweh. O thou snow-clad Vulcan of scarlet fire, thou flame-crested pillar of fury, yea, as I approach thee, thou departest from me, like unto a wisp of smoke blown forth from the window of my house. O my God, thou mighty one, thou creator of all things, I renounce unto thee the crimson lust of the chase, and the blast of the brazen war horns, and all the gleaming of the spears, so like a hart I may be brought to bay in thine arms, and be consumed in the unutterable joy of thine everlasting rapture. O thou flame of the burned storm clouds, that sunderest their desolation, that outroarest the winds, I swear to thee by the gleaming sandals of the stars to climb beyond the summits of the mountains, and rend thy robe of purple thunders with a sword of silvery light. O thou sovereign lord of primeval berserkers, who huntest with dawn the dappled deer of twilight, and whose engines of war are blood-crested comets, I know thee, O thou flame-crowned self-luminous one, the lash of whose whip gathered the ancient worlds, and looseth the blood from the virgin clouds of heaven. O glory be to thee, O God, my God, for I behold thee in the smoke-veiled fire of the mountains. Thou hast inflamed them as lions that scent a fallow deer, so that they may rage forth the glory of thy name. O thou mighty God, make me as a white ram that is athirst in a sun-scorched desert of bitterness. I beseech thee, O thou great God, that I may seek the deep waters of thy wisdom, and plunge into the whiteness of thine effulgence, O thou God, my God. O thou effulgence of burning love, who pursueth the dawn as a youth pursueth a rose-lipped maiden, rend me with the fierce kisses of thy mouth, so that in the battle of our lips I may be drenched by the snow-pure fountains of thy bliss. O thou God of the nothingness of all things, thou who art neither the fivefold root of nature, nor the fire-crested helm of her master. O thou who art not the emperor of eternal time, nor the warrior shout that rocketh the abyss of space. I deny thee by the powers of mine understanding. Raise me in the unity of thy might, and suckle me at the swollen breast of thine all-pervading nothingness, for thou art all and none of these in the fullness of thy not-being. Ah, but I rejoice in thee, O thou, my God, thou cloud-hooded bastard of the stormy skies, thou lightning anvil of angel swords, thou gloomy forge of the thunderbolt. Yea, I rejoice in thee, thou all-subduing crown of splendor. O thou hero-souled helm of endless victory. I rejoice, yea, I shout with gladness, till the mad rivers rush roaring through the woods, and my re-echoing breath danceth like a ram among the hills for the glory and splendor of thy name. O my God, suckle me with truth and be merciful unto me, as I humble myself before thee, for all my anguish is but as a quail struggling in the jaws of a hungry wolf. O woe unto me, my God, woe unto me, for all my works are as a coiled-up sleeper who hath overslept the day, even the dawn that hovereth as a hawk in the void. Yet in the gloom of mine awakening do I see across the breasts of night thy shadowed form. O what art thou, O God, my God, thou eternal, incarnating, immortal one? O thou wielder of life and death, thou whose breasts are as the full breasts of a mother, yet in thy hand thou carriest the sword of destruction. O how can I cleave the shield of thy might as a little wanton child may burst a floating bubble with the breast feather of a dove? O thou unity of all things, as the sun that rolleth through the 12 mansions of the skies, so art thou, O God, my God. I cannot slay thee, for thou art everywhere. Lo, though I lick up the boundless light, the boundless and the not, there still shall I find thee, thou unity of unities, thou oneness, O thou perfect nothingness of bliss. O glorious and mighty Melchizedek, you command and rule over the spirits of Telah. Behold me, and in the name of the same your God, the rushing and fiery Yahweh. Attend and appear before us in this circle of art. Full powers and wonders of the sign of Aries do we rightly desire. Enlighten our understanding, encourage our hearts, and manifest unto us now as we partake of your spiritual realm. So mote it be. Melchizedek, 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 Melchizedek. You are holy, and your name is holy. You are exalted, and your name is exalted. You are mighty, and your name is mighty. You are strong, and your name is strong. You are honored, and your name is honored. You are true, and your name is true. You are ancient, and your name is ancient. You are blessed, and your name is blessed. You are chosen, and your name is chosen. You are great, and your name is great. You are praised, and your name is praised. You are power, and your name is power. Gloria Patri et Matri et Filius et Filia et Spiritus Sancto ex terno et Spiritus Sancto interno. Uderatus deridin seculo seculorum sex in uno per nomen septum in uno. Ararita. O rushing and fiery Yahweh, to thee we present this talisman of our magical will. We ask thee, O exalted one, to receive this body of our right into the light of thy presence, as we proceed in making this elixir of Aries, charging it with the creative energies of Tela. We shall achieve a true alchemical ferment, mighty and Yetzirah, and vitalized by thy blessing. In partaking of this mystery, let there be unto us vitality of soul, increase of sight, true gnosis, and complete manifestation of the wonders of thy sphere. Creature of wine, art established in the sphere of Aries. By the vital force of my breath, I enliven thee to perfect this work of holy magic in the realm of Tela. Yahweh. 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 Behold the elixir of Aries. For each and for all it is prepared. Let each and all receive its magic virtue. So at this point, you're going to formulate your intent. Once you've done that, you're going to drink from your cup and leave some of the elixir in the cup, because we will be offering that to the angel once we're done with this part. Glorious and mighty Melchizedek, we make this offering unto you that it may nourish and fortify you as you attend to your appointed tasks. Be the ferment of our spiritual alchemy mighty in the crucible of our souls. So mote it be. O thou, Melchizedek, praise and honor be unto thee for the splendor of thine office and the majesty of thy being, and the blessing of thy God and mine, the rushing and fiery Yahweh. Because thou hast diligently answered unto our demands, and hast been very ready and willing to come at our call, we do here license thee to depart unto thy proper place by the name Yahweh, without causing harm or danger unto man or beast. Depart then, I say, and be thou very ready to come at our call, being duly exercised and conjured by these sacred rites of magic. We charge thee to withdraw peaceably and quietly, and that the peace of the Almighty, eternal, true, and living God be ever continued between us. Amen. So mote it be. May light, life, love, and liberty be extended universally to all under the regency of the one law of Thelema. May all attain the stone of the wise, the summum bonum, true wisdom, and perfect happiness. May the benefit of this act and all acts be dedicated to the complete liberation and supreme enlightenment of all beings everywhere, pervading space and time. So mote it be. May the benefits of practice, ours and others, come to fruition ultimately and immediately, and we remain in a state of presence. Ata Malkut Vemra Vela Lamamin. I now declare this temple duly closed. So, that concludes our Aries Elixir Rite. As far as the offering, you should still have some liquid left in your cup. And what you're going to do is you can dispose of that outdoors someplace. You can pour it out, keeping in mind that it's dedicated to the angel Melchizedek. You can also do what I do, is you can just allow it to evaporate naturally. So what I do is I take my Aries tablet here, which has been under there during this whole ritual, and I put that over here. And then I just go ahead and put the cup on top of the tablet. And allow the remaining elixir to just evaporate as the angel partakes of it. You can do the same. You don't need a special Aries tablet. You can just set it on an altar or in some place where it will be undisturbed, and allow the spirit to partake of it that way. But again, disposing of it outdoors is also completely viable. You can just go outside, and pour it out, and that will also suffice. So, with that, I'm going to wrap up this video. Like I said, we're going to be getting back to the cadence of getting these videos on Tuesdays or Wednesdays coming up next week. So we'll have a regular Ritual Night Talk will be posted next. And again, thank everybody for coming out for the Office of the Readings. It's been great. Thank you for joining us for this Aries Elixir Rite. And with that, have a great rest of the day. Love is the law, love under will.